Hello, lovers. Good to see you again. So here's a esoteric question for you. We know what a war looks like. We know what a natural disaster looks like. But what does a recession look like? Sure, we all know plenty of people who have lost their jobs or precious savings. But thankfully, they're not standing in bread lines, so their pain is mostly in private. And we know the government is sending truckloads of money to failing banks, but they aren't actually using trucks for us to shake our fists at. And here in New York City, sure, there are empty $1,000 seats at the new Yankee Stadium, and I suppose we'll have to figure out a way to manage with only the promise of a fabulous new aquatic carousel. But it seems that something so seismic should be more obvious. So what will be the physical record of this watershed moment in American history? Well, I've done some research, and may I suggest the mannequin? Yes, they go back to the days of King Tut. And since the invention of the plate glass window and the sewing machine, mannequins have recorded not only fashion and body image, but also the attitude of each era. To help flush this out a little bit more is Professor Glenn Sicoli here at the New York Fashion Institute of Technology. Good to see you.
Hello, how are you?
It's kind of creepy in here, I gotta tell you.
It is, a little bit. But like, for instance, this would be an idea of how the mannequins were stylized in the 20s.
It kind of looks like she knows where the speakeasies are.
Yeah, exactly.
While people were standing in bread lines in the 1930s, full-bodied mannequins were the norm. They got happier after World War II, thinner and more liberated in the 1960s. Check out the spread legs on Twiggy.
She epitomized the look of the 80s. Perfect heart-shaped lips and button noses.
Take a trip to Madison Avenue today and you'll see the trend is abstract for a couple reasons. First, they're cheap, no wigs or makeup, but we're also living in an era when we embrace stylized versions of ourselves. Simon Doonan, the creative director at Barney's New York, tells me he thinks we're living in the age of porno chic. That is, small waists, big busts, and spray tans. And he thinks that this recession could ultimately change that, much the way England's recession in the 1970s gave rise to punk and new wave.
There can be these liberating movements which come out of recessionary periods because people feel they have nothing to lose, you know, and it produces an outpouring of creativity.
Now, because they're expensive, stores only change their mannequins every few seasons, so they're very much a lagging indicator on our national image. But at least there's something for us to watch during all of this, right? And when they change, we'll know we've changed.